With the start of the COVID-19 pandemic, gun sales and interest in firearms training have surged, especially with women. I asked licensed mental health counselor Lindsay Brooks of McNulty Counseling and Wellness why.
Well, I think for a lot of women, owning a gun can be really symbolic. It can be the gun itself, a symbol of safety, of power, of control, and I think also for kind of leveling the playing field with men. You know, this idea of challenging traditional stereotypes, traditional gender stereotypes, especially that kind of conventional image of the man as this physical protector, whereas the female is more of an emotional support provider.
Lindsay told me this is an important decision for anyone, but says many times women act on emotions. So make sure if you do decide to purchase a gun that you seek out proper training. So I asked one of the most seasoned women shooters in Tampa Bay who specializes in training women what you should think about before buying a gun. All right, so Carmen, there is a growing trend. I mean, there always has been. I came here when you guys first opened the doors, and there has been a trend of women wanting to own guns, but from my understanding at the last gun show at the fairgrounds, it was primarily all women there looking to buy a gun. Why do you think that is?
I think it's empowering. I think that women are realizing that we have a large place in society and that as a result we need to be able to protect ourselves when we are out and about. And I think that women are enjoying everything from sport shooting to hunting, and then a lot of them want to conceal carry to protect themselves and their loved ones.
So Carmen, you teach classes for a lot of women. I mean, I specialize here at Shooters World in helping women. And it's not just about the art of handling the gun, but you kind of see them through the psychological aspect of it.
Yes.
Tell me about that.
Yes. Like I said, the word empowerment really comes to mind because for a lot of women it's a big confidence booster. For some it's something that they never realized that they would do. It's a small explosion going off in your hand, so to be able to overcome that. And then women find that they're actually a lot of times better shooters than their husbands and their fathers. So that's a joy as well, and we often see women come in and they bring their daughters to show them how to shoot. It's a great family activity.
So in the classes that you actually teach women like women want to reach for a small, like we think we can handle something small psychologically, but really you say do just the opposite.
Yeah, it's really funny. That's the first thing. Women come in, or their husbands, boyfriends, people with good intentions, they think, oh, it's like a small dog. I need to get her something petite because she has smaller hands. And I tell women, actually, it's the other way around. The larger the firearm is, the heavier it is, the more it absorbs the recoil, and it's softer to shoot. So I actually encourage women to purchase the largest firearm that you can actually handle. So, for example, something that they would use for home use would be a large full-size firearm that they sure couldn't carry around. But larger is actually better when it comes to firearms.
And then the last question that I have for you is that if a woman is sitting home watching this and she's thinking and she's kind of been going back and forth, do I buy a gun, do I not buy a gun, I'm scared, I'm not scared.
Well, it's great you asked that question. I actually just wrote an article on that because the firearms industry, I think, maybe doesn't think a lot about the fact that it can be intimidating. For me, my father was a shooter, my uncles, my friends, and so, whenever I came to the range for the first time, it was with family members. The majority of people that come through the doors, they come through with a family member, a friend, a colleague, a coworker, a neighbor. But if a person doesn't have anyone else that is interested, it can be intimidating. And so we really provide a good family atmosphere. We're very welcoming. I tell everybody that we're actually ambassadors for the Second Amendment. Everybody here provides that type of education. So we welcome people because the hardest thing to do is come through the doors, much less to come alone. And so I tell people, even if they don't purchase a firearm, at least come in and get educated, find out what firearms are about.
And if you would like to learn more, you can reach out to Carmen at Shooters World in Tampa. There are also locations in the Villages and Orlando. We'll be back with more Bloom right after this.